Hey guys, my name is Kayla and this is Kayla Makes It. I have some exciting finished objects for you today. I thought my washer was done and now it's done because it sang me a tune. Anyway, so I've got some finished objects to show you today. I apologize for not making a video sooner. I have been just really into spending my time crocheting, so I've gotten a lot of things accomplished. Well, a lot for me, probably not for the average crocheter, but I feel like I do it kind of slowly. But anyway, I have several things to share with you, and then maybe two whips that I can share with you as well. And then I do have some things that I purchased. I've got some more yarn that is planned for upcoming projects that I'm really excited about. So we'll go ahead and get started. So this one I worked on, I was knitting this scarf for my friend at work, and I still need to weave in the ends. But it is finished. It's just a regular stockinette stitch scarf. It's not like super warm, but it would be good for like a cool spring or fall time, unless you like wrapped it around your neck multiple times, because I did use larger needles, and this is like a 4 worsted weight yarn. This is Bee Chromatic Spectrum yarn. I can't remember the name of it, but I will include that in the description. I'll include the designer and the yarn I used and the hook or needle size if I remember it. I think I have it written down somewhere, so I'll try to include it. But it is pretty much finished, except with the stockinette stitch, it tends to roll on itself. So I'm going to attempt to block it, I think, because it just, I don't know. Or should I leave it and let it curl and do its thing and just be a tiny little thing? What do you think I should do? So obviously I haven't gifted it to her yet because I'm not quite sure what to do with it. I love how squishy it is when it's kind of left alone and yeah, left to curl on itself. Anyway, so it's pretty. I love the way the color, there's like a color gradient. So if you look at the yarn, it's like the strands that's twisted on itself. So then the one color is like a navy blue throughout, and then the other strand changes colors. And I think it's so cool. It's kind of like a rainbow within the navy blue. I think it's super cool. So let me know what I should do with that. I'm put it back in my veggie sack. Speaking of veggies, you may have seen this on a short that I made. This is so funny. I love it. So this is like a little, well, it's corn on the cob, but it's like a Halloween type amigurumi design by Flower Safari. Why am I getting that transposed now? I think it's Flower Safari 2024 is her name on Instagram. And so I'm trying to get this to focus. Maybe it is focused. Anyway, so I made this. It was a pattern test, and I think it's so stinking funny and cute, and I love it. It's written really well. This is the first one I've tested for her. I have since tested 2 more designs of hers, and I will show you those here in a second. But I was really impressed with the way this was written. It made a lot of sense. So I pretty much did everything as it was intended in the design. The only thing is, rather than have like the regular black eyes, I found these other eyes on clearance at Hobby Lobby for like 59 cents. And I think you just get one set of eyes in it, but it was on sale. It was on clearance. I think they were normally like $2, but they're actually frog eyes. But I thought it went with his whole vibe of being a little goofy, scary. So he's like a screaming corn. It's so funny. He's in a little pot. And then you also, in the pattern, you have like you insert that plastic mesh that you can like stitch in to give it, I didn't stitch in it, but I just used that to create a solid bottom. And then I also put some of those weighted beads, these poly pellets. They're called weighted stuffing beads. And I use some of those in the bottom in hopes that it would help it stand upright, which this box it's sitting on is kind of not level. But he's cute. I like him. Okay, I will show you the other designs I did. I just finished this one this morning. I finished most of it last night, but then I was having trouble with the blushy cheeks. So I did that this morning. I've been on spring break. Today's my last day of spring break, staycation with my kids. And I've been crocheting a lot and doing other things around the house. And so this is one that I finished. This is a very quick one to do, especially because I'm using thick blanket yarn. This will be in a series of other fruits. I tested the strawberry and it's so cute. And as you can see, I used the green that I had here, which I kind of like because now I've got my foods. They kind of match a little, so that's kind of cool. I didn't put anything inside this one except for stuffing, and the eyes that I used were actually a recent purchase. I just got a bunch of these glitter eyes on Amazon, and I added those to match the little green stem hat. So this one was really well written as well. Loved making it, and I thought it turned out so cute. Okay, this design is a bit different. And the other ones used blanket yarn. This one used regular type yarn. I think I used a DK weight for this. It was either a 2 or a 3. It was very small, very tiny stitches. I love the details in this. This little kangaroo, this is like my favorite thing I've made so far. It's so cute. It's, again, very well written, easy to follow. I have a hard time rating the difficulty level of these. I would say this one is advanced beginner. This one's probably intermediate, and this one's probably intermediate. This one, I've never had to do this, but my tension is so loose, and you can still kind of tell, like, there's still some, like, gaps in it. But I tried to get it so much tighter. I had to wrap it around my finger an extra time just because it kept sliding off my hook, and then it was a mess. But I figured it out and I wrapped it a couple times, and then I was able to do it. And this one didn't take too long to make, and it was a lot of fun to make. And each one, like every time you finished a little body part, it's like you just saw it coming together, and it was so cute. It didn't take me over 10 years like it took me this one. And so I named him Joey, and he's got some cute little leaves there. I believe I did this one all like the pattern mentioned, except I gave it little kind of like, I wouldn't say sad eyes, but kind of pensive eyelids. I think he's so cute. And he, like, well, I say that, but now he's I was gonna say he sits up. He kind of sits up. That's what I like about him too. With his feet and his tail, he sits up pretty well, and I love that. I love that so much. So I cannot part with him. I think I may take him to my office at work and look at him every day. He's so cute. So he will go there and watch me record this video. Maybe. There we go. You sit up. Okay, let's see. Oh, I made another Ted the Thick Toad. I don't know if I showed this one or not. But I used this out of, oh goodness, what yarn was it? I just had it out here too. I've been working on a lot of different projects, and so stuff is kind of getting thrown in here again. So I need to clean it this weekend. Otherwise, it's going to become a disaster again, and I don't want that. So I don't know where that yarn went. But you know what? The sleeve is probably not on it anyway. But again, I'll put the information below. But I ended up buying, I really wanted to make a frog, and I didn't have like green regular yarn. I had blanket yarn. But I was like, I want to do something a little different. So I got a big skein of this type of yarn, and I want to make several of these and just set them random places so that people can find them and hopefully be happy. But I added little brown eyes for this one. They're not glittery, they're just regular brown, and I got those off Amazon a long time ago. I ordered them online, and I gave it my favorite little derpy grin. My daughter likes to draw everything, but some of her characters she draws, she always puts that little type of mouth on it, and I think it's so cute, so I added that. And he's got the little booty. So anyway, the brown eyes and everything, and kind of the darker green reminds me of more of a toad anyway, so I like that. I do like my other one, which I have not fixed yet, but here he is in two different types of yarn. This is the Just Chanel yarn from Dollar Tree. So I think it looks good in both of those, but I really like how it turned out in this regular yarn too. So, and it's super quick to do, and the only sewing I had to do was to just sew a little mouth on. And then, oh, the other thing on this one is in the pattern, it says that you can glue on a little piece of yarn for the mouth. But I sewed it on because I like it to stay in place. I'm not sure how, I'm not keeping this one and I want it to stay in place. So I don't know if someone would pull on it or whatever. But anyway, if you want absolutely no sewing for this, you could just glue on a little mouth like that pattern calls for. So this one is a free pattern that I found on Instagram, and I'll put the information down below like I did last time. So that one was fun. Oh, so I finished another crochet pattern test. And most of the designers I find through Instagram. And oh, I've just had the best time testing everyone's crochet patterns. I really love doing it because it keeps me accountable, and I have deadlines. And I know if you're probably like, how do you have fun if you have deadlines making these things? Because I want to crochet, and I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. I've talked about this before. It's not diagnosed, but yeah, I won't go into that. But to have a deadline for things gets me a bit more motivated to do things, even though it's something that I enjoy doing, if that makes any sense at all. Anyway, so I've been testing a lot, been super thoroughly enjoying it. And this one I tested for, the Instagram account is Fernand the Moose, and it's a vest pattern. And I think it turned out so cute. I will put a little something in here so you can see my daughter in the top. And I didn't add, I mean I did it, but I followed the pattern. Like the pattern calls for this kind of ruffly border. And then you've got the neck lining and the bottom. The only thing I did different was, and I think it was because of the type of yarn I was using, because they're both cotton. Like this is Cotton Cakes, Caron Cotton Cakes. And then this one is I Love This Cotton. And they're similar enough as far as like washing instructions and stuff and the weight of the yarn, but it did sit a little different once you put it together. So I found that when I did a reverse single crochet for the border, the last row on the bottom border, it just looked a little more finished because, and I really truly think it was not because of the design, but it was because of the yarn I was using. It just looked very stretched out, if that makes sense. So I originally made this for my daughter, so that she could model it for the pictures for the designer. So she wore it once, and now we are selling it. So if anyone is interested, hit me up. It's not going to be very much, so let me know. I will show you a couple of things that I'm working on, and then some things that I have plans for. Yes, my bag is, this is actually, it's not a purse, but it is my purse. I carry it around with me all the time, and it's a makeup bag. But it's got my project in it. And I am currently making a hat, and I forget what it's called, but the information will be below. I'm partway through. I am a little less than halfway through. This is the ribbing for the bottom edge of the hat, and then I'm going to switch to stockinette. It's a very simple pattern. Then I'm going to switch to stockinette stitch, and then start my decreases. This is also using the Chromatic Spectrum yarn, and this one is in the color Island Life, but it also has the same effect as far as like there's the one color and then it's with another strand that is in different colors, and as you can see, it's got a gradient that works through it here as well. I think it is so pretty. Love it. Yeah. So, okay, so I have a bunch of stitch markers at the bottom. I originally had those in place because when I was casting on, I wanted to keep track of my stitches, and that's just easier for me to keep track of my count. But then I didn't immediately take them off because when I'm first starting a project, whether it's knit or crochet, I like to have a little bit of weight to my project. It makes my, helps with my tension. So I noticed that as I'm getting started on those first couple rounds, it was really helpful to have these on here. And then I just kept them on. And then side note for a moment, besides crocheting this week, I went a little crazy on making stitch markers. I have a stitch marker collection. It's very small, and it's slowly growing, and there are many that I want to make, and I have made several, but this is one that I made recently this week, and it's not going to focus, is it? But it's just cute. I love beads. I love making jewelry, and so I thought, well, I just need stitch markers of these beautiful things. So I made that. And then if you haven't already seen my my short video, my reel, I had this project with me this past weekend. with my family. We were shopping in Cabela's, and I went around. I'm like, I wonder what they have that I could use for my knitting and crochet and crafts and stuff. So I was walking around, and there were several things. I mean, storage containers, it's like, that's a no-brainer. I mean, a tackle box is basically a craft supply box. So, but I have plenty of things like that. But I was like, I have been on this kick making jewelry and stuff. And so I thought, I'm going to get me a little spinner thing and make it into a stitch marker. And that's what I did. So the bottom, there's normally like the three hook, and I removed that. It was so easy to remove. There's just a little like a split, it's a split ring, I think is what it's called, like a regular key ring, only it's tiny, and I just took it off. Yeah. And then I added 2 more jump rings here at the top, so that I have one that's big enough to go around my knitting needles. And I love how it turned out. And I loved it so much that when my husband and I went to Dick's Sporting Goods today to look at the fishing gear, I bought another. Not like this. It's a little bigger and it looks more like a fish. Well, it's more like the shape of a fish, but it doesn't look like an actual fish. I'm hoping it won't be too heavy, but I don't even care. I want to make me one so that I can look even funnier when I'm knitting in public. Anyway, so it's a part of my stitch marker collection. And I'm going to show you my other ones that I've been working on. Oh, and this is for another friend at work. Because remember, I'm doing the birthday gifts for everybody in my department. Okay. So this thing, I think it's originally for like ribbon to go on the side of the rolly carts. But I use it to put my stitch markers on. And normally I have more stitch markers, but I'm currently in the middle of a project that is requiring literally all of them because my brain's not working and I can't keep track of my stitches. So I literally put like 60 or something on the project. I'm going to save that project. It's a whip, but I've had to pull it out and start it multiple times, and I don't think it's really in a place that makes a lot of sense right now, so I'm going to wait to show that one to you. But anyway, so here's a lot of the things that I've made, and some of them I don't feel even cool saying that I made it, because really I basically just added a jump ring and a lobster claw, or a jump ring and another jump ring. Jump ring. Why is that all of a sudden not sounding like the right term? I think they're called jump rings. Anyway, so these, I like these. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best way. Maybe this will help so you can see them a bit better. Like these are, they have numbers on them for the millimeters. So I can attach these to my projects, whether it's knit or crochet, and I can keep track of what hook or needle size I'm using for that project. So that is those and these. And then these are 2 just little stitch markers with tiny little lobster claw hooks. I like the lobster claw hooks because I can attach them to one side, and whatever side they're on, that's my like right side of the fabric. And then these are basically the same with the lobster claw, but they're really, really tiny ones. They won't even fit on this, so I've had to put a larger ring on there. I feel like maybe I'm too close. Maybe that helps. Okay. And these I actually got from Hobby Lobby. Like, you know how they have their seasonal stuff? You can find these. So like when they had the Valentine stuff out, they had these, and then they clearanced them for 90% off. So I got these little charms, and charms work great for stitch markers. And then here's just a little robot. Sorry, these are tiny. It's probably really hard to see. And I love these. So a lot of these charms I get back in the jewelry section, and then each brand within that jewelry section. They'll go on sale for half off every once in a while. So I just check out what's on sale that week, and I can get things for pretty cheap. And then this one, I used a head pin to do some beads and then added a little robot at the end. And then same thing for this one, only it's a little cupcake. And then these are just these little hanging tag things that, my eyes are so bad I can't even read them. But I basically just added 2 jump rings to that to make some unique little stitch markers. So I have quite a bit of space to collect all these that I'm making. So they just go on here, and then they hook to the side of my whip cart, which is my works in progress cart, where all my supplies that I need for when I'm working. And I just have it there in my living room with me right next to my chair. And I'm sure I drive my husband nuts with it. Okay, then when we were in the fishing section at Walmart, and this was before I went to Cabela's or Dick's Sporting Goods today. So this was like sometime last week. This was like $3 or $5, something like that. It's a little bit bigger than the storage containers I have, and it's green, which I like. And I'm going to put all of my safety eyes in this one. I have them in a smaller container right now, and they don't fit very well, and they're not very well organized. So I'd like to organize them by size and color. And then I also need to, I'm not going to go through all those, but I also need to put all of these away. These are the glitter eyes that I got recently on Amazon. So I'm going to put those in there. And then I got this little bag from Dollar Tree. It's a makeup bag, and it says the essentials, and I thought, well, that's perfect because my crochet hooks are my essentials, so it works. But it's already messed up, kind of falling apart, so that kind of bummed me out. And I like that I could like see through it to see my hooks while I'm looking for my hooks. So I wanted to find something see-through for my crochet hooks. So I got this today from TJ Maxx, and it's kind of see-through, kind of iridescent, and all my hooks can go in there. Ta-da! So you can kind of see through it. And this like screams Kayla because of all the color. Kind of matches my walls, especially when you put this next to it, because then it reflects the paint color. But I love it, I love it, I love it. The other whip that I'll share with you is I've only made a little bit of progress on this. I don't even know if we can tell that there's been any progress. The other one is completed, and this one is close behind. And then this will go to my friends, because they're having babies. I mean, I didn't say that. Hopefully they're not watching. Oh well, surprise! I'm going to be testing out a pattern for MC at Blame the Knots. And I'm using this Bernat Bundle Up yarn. I'm going to try. It's soft. I would like to say it's very soft, but right now my hands are catching on that, and that's making me nervous. But this is, when I bought it, it was very soft and my hands weren't catching, but I've been crocheting so much that my hands are just a mess on the inside. Normally they crack on the outside, but they're a mess on the inside, so dry. The yarn is just taking all the moisture from my hands. So I'm gonna have to like really moisturize and hydrate before I use this yarn, which I need to anyway, right? But I love the color, I love the peach, and I can't wait to make that with this. So that is my choice for that one. And then I'm getting ready to, well, It's not official. I haven't been chosen yet. I'm very confident. I'm hoping that I get chosen to test another one of Mac's patterns. She has the lemon drop top out for a tester call right now, and I applied the moment that it was open. And with wishful thinking, I ordered some yarn on from Etsy from Unit I Die, and it came, which I went ahead and ordered it even though I haven't officially been accepted to test this pattern, because I wanted the yarn to be here and ready so I could get started. And so when I was shopping for the yarn, I'm really excited about this yarn. When I was shopping for the yarn, I was kind of going for that whole lemony feel because it's called the Lemon Drop. And pause while I open this because there's crinkling. Okay, I've got it out of the stuff. So I was going for, oh, it's so soft. I was going for like a lemony color, but I didn't find any yellows that were just really speaking to me or screaming lemon. And I knew that I was going to be spending, you know, a good deal of money on nice yarn for this. And I wanted to get something that I was just crazy about. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is giving citrusy vibes, but it's so pretty. Like, trying to get more light over here, but it is just this like neon green with neon pink with bits of like blue purple within the pink, and then, you know, speckles of orange and almost brown and green, and I don't even know what else. But it also is, it's giving like key lime citrus vibes. And it is 85% superwash merino extra fine, 15% biodegradable nylon, 3-ply. You get 470 yards. It is 100 gram sock weight. And if there's a name, it's not written on here, and I can't remember from when I ordered it what it's called. But I will look at, I can't because it's on my phone and I'm recording with my phone, but I will look and put the information below if I see that there's a specific color to it, like a name for the color. But it is just so pretty. I'm very excited about this. So better choose me, Mac, because I want to test with this. And I had Mac in mind when I chose this because I thought she would love the colors. She loves everything and all things neon bright. So she does have a YouTube, so follow her on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe over to her. I watch every episode she makes. She just talks about and shows beautiful yarn and beautiful things that she's making and working on. So that is over at Made by Mac. So follow her. And also in this, I only ordered the yarn, but I got a little stitch marker with it that I can add to my collection, and it's in the cutest little bag. This video is going to be forever long, I'm sorry. But it's a little key stitch marker. Oh gosh, stop moving. Isn't that the cutest? So I will have to use that when I'm working on this. Maybe. No, I'm crocheting, I can't. Kidding. I can add a little hook and remove it if I need to. Okay, I think that's all I have for right now. I've been really busy making things, so I'll have a lot to show you. But I'm sorry it took me so long to get another video up. Hopefully I'll have some more things to show you coming up here soon. I am working on several large garment test patterns for people, so I may not have a lot of finished things, but I can definitely show you things that are in the works. So thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, one thing I want to mention, I am 9 subscribers away from having 500 subscribers, which I think is just the coolest thing ever. It is so humbling to think that anybody wants to listen to me talk about my crazy obsession with the things I love. So I appreciate you all. And to celebrate that 500, once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to share a video on what the next giveaway is. So I did one back at 100 subscribers, which I thought was the coolest thing ever. And now that I'm at almost 500, I'm like, this is crazy stuff. So yes, stay tuned for that. Share with your friends, because once I hit 500, then the giveaway is going to happen. So thank you for being here with me. I hope you have a blessed day and a happy Easter. Today is Good Friday. Hopefully it uploads. I've been having trouble getting it uploading, but hopefully this is uploaded on Friday. So have a wonderful, good Friday and a happy Easter. Bye.